I'll give you another interesting insight on what I did in the early days of Wotu and probably the early days of Hyperpure. I don't think that's continuing. So, and I still believe that's a strong differentiation. I think that, right now Hyperpure is running more as a cookie cutter. Here's a marketplace of everything. You can kind of build out what you want. And I think some of the phenomenal things that are happening is that they're going deeper back into the more upstream into the supply chain, building the greenhouses and everything else. So all your leafy greens, all of that comes fresh, predictable supplies and demand engine. So all of that is good. In the early days of Wotu, I had actually hired a chef, one of the leading chefs. He had worked in top restaurants in London. He was working at a top hotel in Bangalore. And I'd actually gone to pitch to him. And when he heard about the service that we were looking to offer, he was so excited. He said, "Hey, Dhruv, I'd love to come work with you," right? And that was great. So we actually brought him on board, and he was head of quality for us, and also assisting in sales. And so my best sales happened when he would go and speak to other chefs and talk about the possibilities of curating some amazing menus. For example, if somebody didn't have a seafood platter or any seafood on their menu, he could jive with that other chef and say, "Hey, you could do this, you could get these prawns, you could, do this, and, you could put a nice platter out for like $1,500. You'd have like a 60% margin on that," and so on and so forth. And they would all get really excited, like, "Oh, wow, I didn't even think about this. And so do you have this and do you have this?" So it went from me being a vendor to me being a partner, right? And suddenly we would bring those top chefs into our warehouses, and it was like, Candyland for them. It was like Disneyland for them. They're like, "Oh, I didn't know you could get this. I didn't know you could get that. Hey, can you also source this for me?" And I think that's the beauty of building an amazing business like this in the B2B space, where you actually offer some exclusive services. You kind of go deeper, you partner deeper with a lot of these restaurants. I may be wrong, but I think just the scale and how Hyperpure is operating today, some of that is probably lost. And I still feel that can be a very strong differentiator if done systematically in a more targeted way.
Almost taking a community-led approach on the GTM side was actually could actually be very interesting over here. And I haven't heard of anyone doing something similar. And I was looking at different competitors and so on and so forth as well. So, but yeah, go ahead.
I guess a startup can have that advantage, which is they can make it more bespoke, they can make it more personal. But do you think scale necessarily makes things impersonal? Like, is this, I guess, the innovator's dilemma where when this company becomes big, they'll necessarily fall trap of the same thing? Or do you think there's something more structurally different one can do to keep it going in a way that the next entrant in the market cannot have that extra personal dimension and do something about it?
I mean, I'm a guy who leads, with passion from my heart, right? I would like to believe, I really believe that I think that's the challenge every entrepreneur should undertake. How do you actually differentiate your business? How do you make your customers love your business, not just like your business? And I think that's where the true value gets generated. That's how you build long-lasting, differentiated businesses. And that's where you actually truly earn respect, right? And I think especially, and this is not just true for B2B, I think including in B2C, if you don't have that ability, then you're fundamentally missing the point. Your business exists because you're solving a real world problem. The minute you stop seeing your customer, whether it's a consumer or a business, as somebody who needs your service and is therefore reaching out to you, if you stop seeing their need as their requirement, but just see it as a revenue opportunity, it's starting to be game over for you. So the question is, how much do you standardize versus how much do you remain more customer centric? And I think great organizations do that really well, and they really focus on building processes which are more customer centric. And I think that was also one of my learnings from my time at PayPal. Worked with some great leaders there who really emphasized solving real world problems and being customer centric. And I think I've tried to carry that forward in every business opportunity that I worked on since.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. To watch the full episode with Dhruv, the founder of Zomato Hyperpure and Rize.farm, click on the video here.